Good evening, everybody. I hope you are well. So tonight, thank you so much to the FAL learners for joining us. Um, I have to, as you've heard on the voice note, I have to catch in some life science classes, and so I'm freeing up Thursday so that I can do an extra life science lesson. And this is going to happen for the entire February. So thank you so much for joining us. English HL, you won't be affected as much, but FAL, you will be. If you can't make it, then you can always say your Thursday nights were set aside and you can't now do a Monday night. Um, then you can still watch the video on Monday night. Okay, so I'm going to start with language first and then we will explain things. So now I know that each of you had a paper one as a mock exam, but what I did was I took away section five, and it's section five that we're going to practice tonight. I'm going to teach you key key things that you need to know, and that's what I'm going to do tonight. Okay, so let me share my screen. Now my screen is sharing, so I can minimize this. There we go. Okay. So, this particular document, I am going to upload it after the class, right? Now, this is for everybody, but let me show you what is for FIL and what is for um, HL. So, I'm going to start with FIL because your paper is obviously the second language. So you do Afrikaans huistaal. So this is your second language. So I'm going to do this with you. So let's have a look. Punctuation, always important. Spelling, always important. Active and passive voice, I'm going to do that also. Um, let's just go there. Direct and indirect speech. Concord error. I'm going to come back and then I will see if FAL gets this also. So for now, I'm gonna make this Concord error in blue. Okay. Grammar errors definitely both papers. Now, homophones and homonyms, synonyms and antonyms. Um, Yes. The rest, okay, sometimes, no, the rest is HL. Okay. So HL, um, you will do blue and yellow. You must know everything. So I'm going to focus on FIL tonight because you need to know what they know. And then you need to know some more. All right. Okay, so this is what you need to do. How to prepare for paper one. The only way you can prepare for paper one is practice, practice, practice. You must actually practice a couple of paper ones, right? So please, guys, that's all I can say. There's no amount of teaching that can do a paper one. So, or that can teach you exactly other than this language part, right? So, remember your paper one consists of question one is your comprehension for both, ne? Question two is your summary for both. Question three and four. Question three is the advert. Question four is the cartoon. They are both called visual literacy. Now tonight and the next week, I'm going to do question 5. Okay? Now, let me also say this. I want to show you in a past paper quickly what you must always bear in mind. So here's past papers. Let's open up the FAL one for now. English FAL. Right, here is English FAL paper one. They are both the same, right? Except as we go further, um, you actually write the same thing. It's just your question five that is easier questions than an HL paper. So now watch here and your time maybe. So you got 30 comprehension, 30 summary, and then section C, which is question 3, 4, and 5 is out of 40 marks, right? This one is out of 10, this one is out of 10, and this one is out of 20. Whereas in a HL paper, uh, history, where did I not download it? Sorry, just give me a moment. Then it didn't download. Okay, let me just go back quickly. This is HL here. I clicked on it. I don't know why it didn't download. Let's just see. There we go. Downloaded. And this one. I think maybe I worked too fast and I thought it was downloaded, but it wasn't. Okay, so here is English HL. So see the similarities so that you can understand it's the same paper. Okay. By the way, this is also 2 hours, 70 marks. This one, 2 hours, but 80 marks. Okay. Because, like I want to show you now, your question 5 for HL is only 10 marks. Watch here. So, your comprehension is both 30 for both in home language and HL, home language and FAL. 10 marks for the summary, and then question 3, 4, and 5. This one is 10 marks, 10 marks, also 10 marks. So, home language, you have less here, whereas FAL has more because FAL yours is easier. So, we're going to do only question 5. Let me show you in the classroom what is going on right now and what we've already done so that you can understand. So for those of you just joining us tonight, this is what you missed and what you need to catch up on. Let me start with English home language, classwork. You need to watch this. It says start here. So watch this video, please. Okay, for an explanation. Um, yes, there's a question. We still need to do summary for HL after the extract from the summary. I get you. I know. So what we did was we did summary writing here. This is paper one, summary writing, but I did it in bullet points. So now we must just do the essay, okay, which I will do for you. There's visual literacy and there's your some more visual literacy, right? So you can see that now we're going to do some paper question 5. So I'm going to put it below here, question 5. So this is home language. Let's check for FAL. There's English FAL. So here we go. Same thing, summary writing. Okay. That's similar stuff. Then I even gave you guys an exercise to do to practice. Nobody did it. Okay. And then visual literacy, cartoons, visual literacy. Now, tonight, we're going to do, as I said, that. Um, I just want to see somebody, uh, team chat. Okay. No, I think there's other team chats. Okay. Sorry about that. Let me close that quickly. So there we go. That is what you have so far. So tonight, we are going to get into practicing some past papers. Okay. So this is a FAL paper, and we're going straight to question 5. Here we go. Okay. Now, before we go into answering these, right, yeah. Now, I'm going to highlight this is a HL paper. So let's do this in blue. No, I'm going to leave it in yellow because everybody must know parts of speech. Okay. The verb form, you need that. And a complex sentence, that one is more HL, not right. Then the function of dashes, we don't do this in FAL. We don't do redundancy. Idiomatic expression, HL. Yeah, you see, we do antonyms. We do synonyms and antonyms. And then ambiguity is HL. Only 10 marks, okay? And then the paper's finished. So, only this one. We're going to go through this a little later. Let's do FAL here. So, what are they looking for? They are looking for single errors. Now, the errors could be spelling, it could be, um, uh, there's a few, okay? But we're going to pick it up. Um, what else? This is errors, yeah. A tag question, FAL, um, combine into a single sentence. This is active and passive voice. By the way, both gets the same. Um, Simple future tense, both get that. Oh, writing the number in full. Okay. Because they want to check spelling. Then abbreviation and acronym, reported speech, which is indirect and direct speech, degrees of comparison, and what else is there? Correct form, parts of speech. Um, I'm just showing you what there's a proverb now. Earlier in HL, they said idiomatic expressions. Now, proverbs and idiomatic expressions are kind of similar, all right? And then ideas like, what's this? Oh, phrases. Okay, I said that was only in HL, but it's in FAL also. Let me just highlight this as well in yellow. So they can ask these phrases and clauses. So both can get it. Okay. Right. So now let's first explain what all these are. Okay. So okay. Sorry, I was still reading this. English is a skill based subject, not a content based subject, and never more so than in this type of English paper. You will never get the same questions or text in your final exams as the papers you have revised. So, in other words, if you're doing a comprehension and this year it was on tennis players, you'll never get that again. At next year, it might be about um, the keto diet, or the next week, next paper, that kind of thing. Managing stress could be another topic. Okay, focus your preparation. I'm reading here now. The preparation for paper one should always be on practice. Revise old exam papers within the time constraints. That means check your time. It's 80 minutes for HL, 70 minutes for, no, vice versa. 70 minutes for HL, 80 minutes for FAL. So please make sure that you keep to the time. And something that I wanted to show you before we came down here, which I always show you guys, it's the time allocation. So I did this in previous classes. I'm going to do it again. You will start at 2 p.m. So 50 minutes is 2:50 p.m. Then let's do the 14:50 to 20 minutes. So that's already 10 minutes. So 10 past 14, no, 15:10. Is there anybody who did the English paper already, the mock exam? Please tell us how you found your time management. 50 minutes from 10 past is 4 o'clock. No, 4 o'clock is 1600. Is there anybody who would like to just share very shortly when you wrote the paper how you felt? Is there anybody? Let's see. Anyone? If you wrote the paper, please raise your hand. Nobody wrote. Okay, I know a few people wrote, so maybe none of you guys. All right. Now, a lot of people said to me, "Shoo, I lost time. I went overtime." And or some people said, "No, I finished before the time," which is wonderful. I'm going to be marking, so just so that you guys know, I I keep saying I'm not going to take a job, and then someone asked me, "Please come help us." So they asked me last week to come and help them for 2 weeks at a school. I finished there on Friday, so now I'm working during the day, not getting time to mark the mock exam. So next week, Monday, our school, our day school starts formally. And so next week, I will have time during the day with the students here, teaching them on a break when they're doing their activities. Then I will mark everybody's mock exam. Okay. All right. So please, guys, take a chance to write the mock exam. So please watch your time. Now, the suggestion to get your time right is to start at question 5, then question 3 and 4, then question 2, and then lastly you do question 1. Reason for that is people get so stuck here, and before they know it, it's 3 o'clock and they've spent, or maybe even over 3, it's 3:15 already, and they spend more than what they should have done, and then they don't have enough time to do question 5. Okay, so that is my suggestion. Other teachers do it. I heard it from another teacher, and that's what they do with their students, and it works well. There's a question. Stuck at the summary, yes. Okay. I will then have to do another summary or send the other test, or are you talking about in your you got stuck at the summary when you did the mock exam, or are you stuck at the summary when you watched the video? You're saying yes. I don't know now if it's mock exam, is it video? Okay, okay, thank you. So is it that you didn't have enough time? Did you maybe go over time with your comprehension? Do you think maybe you didn't check your time carefully? Thank you for your honesty, Sam. Okay, okay. She says, yes, she went overtime. Okay, but you've learned now, and I'm so glad that you learned that. Okay, so here we're going to do the. Oh, wait, I was still busy going back here. Always be aware of the mark allocation. It is your guide as to how much information the examiner wants from you. If they say 2 marks, give them worth 2 marks. If they say 3 marks, give them worth 3 marks. Okay? Use an example. An example from real life will always be an extra mark. Okay? Because that is in context. Jargon of English is important and is the doorway to many questions. Jargon is understanding English words. How to prepare for paper one? Pay special attention to the use of instructions, verbs. They require different types of answers from you. Now, this means when they say identify, you literally have to look and write what you see. If they say discuss, a discussion takes place between two people. So it might be for and against. Okay? For and against. They might not agree with each other. They say critically discuss. Same thing. When they say critically discuss, then you look at for pros and cons. Same thing. And then you see advantages, disadvantages, and then you look at it from both sides. Okay? When they say explain, when I explain to you how my day was, I go step by step. Okay? If they say compare, I'm gonna compare two things. So you need to watch. This is what they say. Pay special attention to the use of instruction verbs. Okay? They require different types of answers, and that is what I was showing you in here now. Now, in home language, let me just show you, yeah? These words comes in home language. And then the others, the easier words comes in FAL. Okay? Use the exam paper while writing it. Highlight and make notes to help yourself break the information down into manageable chunks. So some schools allows um, what do they call that stuff? Highlighters. Others don't. I'm not sure where you're going to write. Um, so if you don't have a highlighter, do a pencil and a pen, or take in a different color pen, that kind of thing, so that you can differentiate. Never give one word answers to any questions. Okay? Such responses will never be relevant or satisfactory. It won't be enough. It will not be enough. One word answers. Unless they say, quote one word or give one word. Only then do you give one word. Never leave a question unanswered. Blank responses equal blank marks. Always try because you might just get it right. Remember that 40% of the question are entry level. Find them. Okay, let's get started. Something I also wanted to do was go back here. And so punctuation is commas, commas, colon, dash, hyphen. Right. You need to know the place of these things. Okay? That is what they are looking for. So let's go get what they are asking us. Okay? Punctuation in English. What do they all in grammar? Let's do this. Okay? Oh, they use period. We use full stop, right? But let's get a simple one. There was another one here with examples. Okay. Yeah, I love pictures because I can see it better. Here's a nice one. Let's go and get this one. What does it all do? So that you get your explanations also, right? So on the left hand side, the comma. Why is this not very clear? Let's see. Okay, right. She is a clever, comma, healthy woman. What is the comma doing there? Can anyone tell me? What is the comma doing there? And why must you put a comma there and not say she's a clever, healthy woman? Let me do this.
Usually,
Yes.
I think it's to describe the woman.
Yes, it is to describe the woman, but that's not the answer. I'm gonna make it smaller now. She is a clever, comma, healthy woman. Yes, some other chats. Separate the list of adjectives. That is correct, Lila. And to pause, yes, maybe, but the actual answer is separate the list of adjectives. Now, listen to what Lila has said also. I'm going to copy what she said because I like that description. Separate the list of adjectives. Right, so let me explain quickly what that is meant to be. Okay, I'm going to make that 18 and I'm going to make this 24. Okay, then we can carry on here. So, adjectives describes, okay? I'm going to type here. Adjectives. I truly hope that you are going to be taking notes here. Describes a person or or thing. Right. So they describing she's a clever, healthy woman. Now they could have said she's a clever and a healthy woman, but it separates the adjectives. You can't have um adjectives running after each other like that. Okay, so it separates the list of adjectives. Beautiful. Okay, I can see this, so don't worry. Um, that's the first one. So this is, let's put that here as the comma. Right, next, let's go do another one. I'm just going to copy this here. Right, but I'm going to write it as full stop. I just wanted the format. Okay, full stop. I see they write it as 2 words. What is the purpose of a full stop? I'm Thank you for the answer. I'm waiting for the day you'll be back. Full stop. Okay. Right. So what did people say? Let's see. The end of a sentence, yes, concludes the sentence. Brilliant. That's it. Okay. Ends or concludes the sentence. I know I'm not spelling correct. I will fix it later. Okay. Next one. Let's go and do this, and then I'll just type over it again. Next is the colon. Right. Let's see what the colon does. A colon, Samuel plays. Let me type this here. Samuel plays 4 sports. Colon. Volleyball, soccer, and tennis. Okay. Tell me the colon. Okay, so this is your comma. This is the full stop. And this is the colon. Anybody? It pauses. Anyone? There we go. To point something that follows. I like that. You are correct. It pauses the sentence to start a list of items. Right? So it comes before a list of items. You can see here. So we could either have done it there or we could have done it there like this. We could have done volleyball, soccer, and we don't even have to put and tennis. Then we list. Samuel plays 4 sports. Pause. Then you list volleyball, soccer, and tennis. Okay? I'm going to undo so that we can get it back to the sentence. So it pauses the sentence to list, to start a list of items. Okay. I want to get to, okay, let's do the next one is a question mark, exclamation mark. Anyone? Sentence is, yes, comma, you will come with me. Yes. Colon. Okay. There's another thing that, okay, let's just go from there and see what someone typed. Screaming. Yes, I like that. It is a command. It shows a command has been given. Now I see, Clint, where you saying about screaming, because when people do this, and I've got such a bad habit of doing, I always do like a few, right? That is, I told you. Okay. So sometimes I do it just so that I can emphasize, right? Great. So that was the exclamation mark. Question mark, it's easy. It leaves a sentence with a question, right? The at sign. I'm also going to say this is quite easy. Mary at Gmail. It's separates the user from the domain name. Okay, don't worry with that. Doesn't come in. I've never seen it in a paper. Apostrophe is one I definitely want to focus on. Apostrophe. Right. There's a few different types of apostrophes. This one is there are two eights in 808. Okay. What does this apostrophe do? It gives the plural. Okay, someone said something. Telling you that there is more than one thing. Nice. Yes, plural. Right? It gives the plural of a word. Okay. However, um, there's different types of apostrophes. I want to do another one, another search on just the apostrophe. The point of apostrophe and different types in English, right? So let's go here. Here's a nice one on the apostrophe. Possessive nouns, they call it. Okay? So, showing possession. Yeah. Amina's book. Amina's book. This one doesn't make a plural. Okay? Amina's. There's not two or three Aminas. It's just Amina. So showing possession. Okay? Let me see if I can make this a bit bigger. No, I can't share it. Yeah, that's better. Okay? Now, making contractions. This is an important one. Which is the one that goes on people's names? It's the same one. Oh, you mean on top of a name or after a name? Madison? Okay. Like mine. Okay, so let me just show you what my name. Uh, are you talking about this? Is wait, let me just get a thicker pen. My name is Desiree, and then there's a. Are you talking about that, Madison? Because that is not an apostrophe. Almere, yes. Now, this is not an apostrophe. This is something else. Okay? There's something called a umlaut or something, but we'll find it. I can't exactly say what it is called. Okay, but I will get to it now. Right, so watch here. Making contractions. Shorten words by omitting letters. Don't, do not. Right, so I want to ask you, I'm going to type that in here now. Right, so here's examples. It's and it's like that. Okay? When there is an apostrophe, so I'll give you an example. The dog ate its bone. Okay? The dog ate its bone. That is just straightforward. It's the dog's bone, right? And that, if you say the dog's bone, then it would be DOG apostrophe S. Okay? The dog ate the dog's bone. The dog ate the cat's, right? However, if it is this one, the top one here, this one, what does that mean? And it's like the word don't, comma, it's like the word wasn't. It's like the word isn't. It's called contraction. It is called contraction because it contracts. You know, when you, not a contractor, but when you bring two things together. So it's, the longer word was it is. Okay? For don't, do, not. For wasn't, was not. Sorry, not with a hyphen. There. Do not. That one is the hyphen is needed, yes. Um, or the dash, sorry. Isn't, is not. Okay. So that is this stuff here, contraction. So it shows possession and making contraction. So if I'm going to put some more here, it gives possession and it makes contraction. Right, you need to know these in paper one, not all of them, but it probably will come in your paper. So it's important for you to know. Okay? I'm only teaching. I'm just thinking now it's 10 to 8 already. I'm not going to go through question papers yet because I want to teach the language. By the way, to those of you, let's just go look at the classroom quickly. Here's the classroom. Here's a textbook here. Yeah, textbooks. This book will help you with all this stuff. Okay? Senior to primary, matric and beyond. This is a comprehensive English reference book, right? So it's got everything in here from visual literacy to writing. So if you want to get hold of this book, you can. If you want to print it, it's very blurry, but this book will help you. Here's all the stuff in language you will get. So if you want to understand again, what was Desiree talking about? There's the apostrophe here on page 13. There. Here's punctuation. It's all here for you. Let me show you. There's capital letters, full stops, commas, semicolons. That's different to the one I did earlier. There's the colon. Okay. Um, in dialogue, it introduces a quotation here, like this here, but also the one that we there. The colon indicates that a list on explanation or an idea is following. There, the list. I need to buy the following items: lettuce, tomatoes, cucumbers, and carrots. Okay? These question marks, exclamation marks, quotation marks. Oh, I've got the hiccups. Parentheses is brackets. Okay. When do you use brackets and when don't you? We're going to go through the hyphen and the dash in the next class. I want to go through, I think ellipsis next because it's on that, and italics because the ellipsis is easy to explain. And then it gives you everything on, here's the apostrophe, common contractions. I am, I'm, I have, I've, I had, I'd, I shall, I'll, you are, your, you have, you've, you had, you'd, right? So there's mustn't, couldn't, wouldn't, haven't, there. Okay. Um, so that is the contraction. Here's possession of ownership, the family's car, Amina's book that we did earlier. Um, right. So that's what I just wanted to show you. Okay. That is punctuation. I really would encourage you to go through this book and look through the ones that we haven't done. Okay. But what I'd also like to now do is the one that is called ellipsis. I think it was this one. Okay, we did the apostrophe. Yeah. Ellipsis was the next one. It's the dot dot dot. Today dot 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 we started new work dot dot dot. Right, let's do that. I have it up here. Ellipsis. So let's copy this again. Oopsie. Oh, I can't copy it now, eh? I must retype it. Okay. So ellipsis, I'll put the colors in shortly. Ellipsis is um today we started new work. Okay, I'll move it now. Today dot 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 we started new work dot dot dot. Oh, I pressed something wrong there. Now, ellipsis says more is coming. Or they didn't do everything, they didn't show everything. Okay, so that one is 24. This one was black. Um, yep. And then let's see here. Someone's commented on something. Etc. No, no, not etc. Um, Yeah, because etc. is only etc. is actually an abbreviation. It's not ellipsis. Okay, there's a difference. Etc. only has one dot. This has more than one dot, three dots. And yes, I'm not sure who B come G, whatever is, but sentence is incomplete. That is absolutely, there's something, some parts of it missing. So let's just go there. And I'm gonna do, okay, and then this one I'm gonna do in blue. I'm gonna check that comment or question now. Right, so ellipsis. Um, some words have been hidden or must still be written. Now, guys, the term redundancy comes in here quite often because when you are redundant at work, God forbid that happens. It means that they have no more need for you and they're gonna have to let you go. Okay, so that is what those three dots means in redund. That is what redundancy means. The sentence is still working without the words that are missing. So this sentence could have read like, let's do it in green. Today, after breakfast, comma, we started new work, okay, that was only due in 2 months, right? It was just enough to say, today we started new work, okay? Unless you want to go into detail. Some words have been hidden or must still be written. Okay. Oh, Colin, thank you. Actually, I must be honest, eh? By the question you said earlier about the summary, I kind of thought it was you. So, yes, thank you for that reminder. All right. So, and then I forgot afterwards because I got busy. Right. So that is ellipsis. I'm going to finish soon because it's 2 minutes to 7, 2 minutes to 8. But I just want you guys, I'm going to save this. But please remember, it is in this book as I showed you. Now, where's the book now? In the classroom, in your classwork. Let me just check if it's in FAL also. No, I'm going to put it in FAL tonight, guys. There isn't one in FAL. I will put it in here under textbooks and resources. Okay, are there any questions? So we're going to continue because we've only just done punctuation. I want to cover the hyphen and the dash, the difference between that, the colon and the semicolon. Okay. Spelling will just come as we go. Please remember numbers. They ask you that very often in FAL and sometimes in HL2. Now, if you're doing a maths lit, they're going to ask you spelling all the time. But okay, there they don't mark you down for spelling. But in English, they will. And then in 2 weeks' time, yes, we're going to do active and passive voice, direct and indirect speech. So for this month of February, we are going to learn paper one content. Okay. And then before the end of February, Colin, I will do that essay where we, um, from the something that's already been bullet points, we're going to make it a summary. So think about it. People are still writing the mock exam, right? By the end of February, I will have marked quite a bit of the people that has done it and submitted it. And then I will use that one from the mock exam and we'll do it as an essay. All right? Okay. So are there any questions? It is 8 o'clock.